All right, let's get right into it. If you're a contractor, you're going to want to listen up because this might just save you from making this single most expensive mistake of your career. We are breaking down the huge difference between general liability and builder's risk insurance.
I want you to really read this quote. Let it sink in. The one insurance policy you absolutely have to carry, it won't cover some of the most common and most costly disasters that can happen on your job site. So that leads to the big question, right? Are you making this mistake? Are you relying on the wrong policy and leaving your business wide open without even realizing it? Well, stick with me, and I promise you'll know the answer for sure. Okay, first up, general liability. This is the one everybody knows about, but what does it actually do? The best way to think about it is as your third-party shield. You see those keywords on the screen? Third party. That is everything. General liability insurance was never designed to protect your stuff or your project. It's all about protecting you when your work allegedly causes harm to someone else or to their property. So, that's the textbook definition. But let's talk about what this actually looks like on a real job site. I'm going to walk you through a few classic scenarios. Here's a simple one. Picture it. Your guy is up on the second-story scaffolding. A hammer slips, and boom, smashes the neighbor's brand new window. That's property damage to a third party, right? The neighbor. Your general liability policy is built for exactly this. It should step in and pay for that window. Okay, now what if the person who gets hurt is the client? They swing by the site to see how things are going, they trip over an extension cord you left out, and they break their wrist. That's bodily injury to a third party. And again, that general liability shield is there to help cover their medical bills and, a potential lawsuit. Now, this one is huge, and it's a part of GL that a lot of people forget about. It's called completed operations. See, your responsibility doesn't just end the day you get the final check. If that deck you built fails a year later and someone gets hurt, this is the part of your policy that's designed to protect you. So, to wrap this section up, general liability is all about claims coming from other people. It pays for their injuries, it pays to fix their stuff, and this is so important, it pays for your legal defense. Those legal fees can be absolutely massive, whether you did anything wrong or not. Okay, so GL protects you from lawsuits. It's your shield. But that leaves this giant gaping hole in your protection. What about the actual building? What protects the project you're pouring all your time and money and materials into? I mean, really think about it. What happens if an electrical fire breaks out overnight and half the house you're framing is just gone? Or a storm rips through and tears off all the new siding? Or someone steals thousands of dollars of copper pipe you just had delivered? Your general liability policy, that third-party shield, is not going to pay you one single dime for any of that. And that is where builder's risk insurance comes in. Its job is incredibly simple and incredibly important. It protects the physical thing that you are building. It covers your financial stake in the actual structure and the materials on site if they get damaged or stolen. So now we've met our two key players, right? Each one has a totally different job to do on the project. So let's put them side by side. I want to make this distinction so clear you'll never forget it. This table just says it all. Look at that top row, general liability. Who does it protect? Third parties. What does it protect? Your legal liability. In other words, lawsuits. Now look at the bottom row, builder's risk. Who does it protect? You, the contractor. And what does it protect? The physical property, the actual building. One protects your liability, the other protects your asset. They are completely different. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of this entire explainer. You don't choose between general liability and builder's risk. That's the mistake. For a construction business to be truly protected, you need both. They're like a 1-2 punch against two totally different kinds of risk that could knock you out. So let's circle all the way back to that question I asked at the beginning. Now that you know the difference, I want you to really think about the project you're on right now or the one you're about to start. Think of it this way. General liability protects your reputation from a lawsuit that could absolutely ruin you. Builder's risk protects the massive financial investment you have sitting on that job site. So the real question isn't which one do you need, it's can you honestly afford to risk either one of them?